Men aren't captivated by just a pretty face, they're drawn to presence. Confidence is the invisible force that sets a woman apart, transforming her from someone who fades into the background to someone who commands attention effortlessly. It's not about perfection, it's about conviction. When you believe in yourself, it's evident in every step you take, every word you speak, and the energy you bring into every space. True confidence isn't arrogance, nor is it about being the loudest voice in the room. It's a quiet, undeniable self-assurance, an inner knowing that your worth isn't dictated by external validation. It's reflected in the way you carry yourself, the way you respond to life's moments, and the presence you leave behind. A confident woman doesn't seek approval. She doesn't second-guess her value, nor does she shrink to fit into someone else's expectations. Instead, she moves through life with certainty, radiating a silent authority that turns heads and makes people take notice. And when a man encounters a woman like that, he pauses. He thinks there's something different about her. The most captivating women in the world aren't necessarily the ones with the most symmetrical features or flawless skin. They're the ones who seem completely at ease with themselves. Women who walk into a room and own their space, not by demanding attention, but by commanding it effortlessly. Confidence is deeply rooted in self-respect. A woman who respects herself doesn't tolerate disrespect. She doesn't chase after anyone who isn't reciprocating effort. And most importantly, she never settles for less than she deserves, because she knows her worth isn't up for negotiation. This strength is intoxicating because it communicates that she is whole on her own. Men are drawn to women who know their worth because they subconsciously recognize that a confident woman will challenge them, inspire them, and push them to be better. She doesn't depend on a relationship to define her. She brings value to it because she already values herself. Confidence also changes the way a woman interacts with the world. She isn't afraid to speak her mind, but she does so with grace. She isn't afraid to take up space, whether it's in a conversation, in her career, or in her personal life. She radiates certainty, and that certainty is what makes her magnetic. Even in moments of insecurity, a confident woman doesn't crumble. She acknowledges her fears but doesn't let them define her. She understands that confidence isn't the absence of doubt, but the ability to move forward despite it. She trusts herself, and that self-trust is what draws people in. A confident woman isn't looking for someone to complete her. That's what makes her irresistible. Forget trying to be perfect. Men aren't looking for a flawless woman. They're looking for a real one. Authenticity is sexy because it's rare. In a world where so many people put on a facade, a woman who is unapologetically herself stands out without even trying. Perfection is an illusion, a standard that no one can truly meet. Yet society pushes this idea that women must always appear polished, always say the right things, always be agreeable, always fit into a mold. But here's the truth. Perfection is boring. It lacks depth. It lacks character. It lacks the very thing that makes a person memorable. When a woman embraces her true self, flaws, quirks, imperfections, and all, she becomes incredibly attractive. Why? Because she's real. She's relatable. She's not afraid to let her guard down, to express her thoughts, to be vulnerable in the right moments. And that vulnerability, that rawness, is what makes her magnetic. Men are drawn to women who are comfortable in their own skin. It's not about having the perfect body, the perfect face, or the perfect life. It's about the energy a woman carries. When she stops trying to fit into an impossible standard and starts embracing who she truly is, something shifts. Think about it. Have you ever met someone who seems almost too perfect? Perfectly rehearsed answers. Never a single hair out of place. Always saying exactly what they think people want to hear. At first, it might seem impressive, but over time, it starts to feel empty. Because deep down, we all crave something real. We crave connection. And real connection can only happen when people are willing to be their true selves. Authenticity breeds confidence, and confidence is irresistible. A woman who is genuine doesn't second-guess herself based on what others might think. She laughs freely. She speaks openly, and she embraces her uniqueness instead of trying to suppress it. She doesn't hide her opinions just to be more likable. She stands firm in who she is, and that self-assurance is captivating. Men don't connect with an idealized version of a woman. They connect with her essence, her individuality, her unfiltered self. The way she talks with passion about the things she loves. The way she gets excited over the little things. The way she isn't afraid to be a little weird or goofy at times. These are the things that make her unforgettable. Perfection creates pressure, but authenticity creates attraction. When a woman lets go of the pressure to be something she's not and simply exists in her truth, she becomes effortlessly appealing. She doesn't need to prove herself. She doesn't need to chase validation. And she doesn't need to live up to some unrealistic expectation. She just is, and that alone is enough. Authenticity also fosters trust. When a man senses that a woman is genuine, that she's not putting on an act or playing games, he feels safe around her. He knows what he's getting is real, and that kind of transparency is rare. It makes her presence refreshing, and it makes him want to be around her even more. What many women don't realize is that the very things they try to hide, their quirks, their unfiltered thoughts, their natural personalities, are often the things that make them the most attractive. Trying to be perfect only creates distance. Being real, on the other hand, creates connection. Have you ever noticed how the most captivating movies, books, and stories don't give away everything in the first few minutes? Instead, they slowly unfold, revealing just enough to keep you intrigued, but never so much that you lose interest. They make you lean in, wonder, question, and crave more. That's the power of mystery. And when it comes to attraction, it works the same way. Mystery isn't about playing games or being manipulative. It's about creating intrigue, leaving space for curiosity, and allowing attraction to build naturally over time. People are drawn to the unknown, to things they can't immediately figure out. When a woman holds an air of mystery, she becomes a puzzle, a fascinating story that a man wants to keep discovering piece by piece. The mistake many women make is revealing too much too soon. Whether it's their life story, their emotions, their deepest thoughts, or even their availability, they lay everything on the table right away, thinking it will bring them closer to a man. But instead, it does the opposite. It removes the element of anticipation, the thrill of discovery, the excitement of learning about someone over time. Men are wired to pursue, to explore, to uncover what's beneath the surface. When everything is handed to them instantly, there's nothing left to uncover. The excitement fades. But when a woman maintains a sense of mystery, she creates an energy of anticipation. She becomes intriguing, someone worth figuring out, someone who keeps a man engaged and wanting more. Mystery isn't about being distant or secretive. It's about pacing what you reveal and understanding the power of timing. It's knowing that not every detail about your life needs to be shared immediately. It's having depth, layers, and allowing someone to earn access to those layers rather than handing them over without effort. It's the way you speak, the way you carry yourself, the way you allow conversations to unfold naturally rather than rushing to fill every silence. A mysterious woman doesn't feel the need to overshare just to fill the space. She allows curiosity to build, and in doing so, she keeps the other person engaged. Think about the most unforgettable women in history, the ones who held the attention of powerful men, the ones who left a lasting impression wherever they went. They weren't the ones who spilled every thought and feeling immediately. They had a presence, an aura that made people want to know more about them. They understood that attraction is not just about what you show, but also about what you withhold. Mystery also applies to emotional availability. When a woman is too eager, too available, or too predictable, it removes the excitement of the chase. A man needs to feel that there's something unique about her, something different from what he's used to. He needs to sense that she has a world of her own, independent of him. A life filled with passion, purpose, and things he wants to be a part of but cannot access instantly. The most magnetic women are those who leave something to the imagination, not just physically, but emotionally and intellectually. They don't feel the need to constantly explain themselves or prove their worth. They allow their actions, their energy, and their quiet confidence to speak for them. A woman who masters the art of mystery understands that anticipation is a powerful force. She knows that when a man has to wonder, to think, to invest effort into uncovering more about her, he becomes more emotionally engaged. His attraction deepens because his curiosity keeps him coming back. She doesn't rush to tell him everything about her past, her future plans, or her every thought. She allows things to unfold naturally, revealing different aspects of herself over time. She makes him want to know more, to stay engaged, to keep coming back for the next piece of the puzzle. Mystery is not about manipulation. It's about understanding human nature. People value what they have to work for, what they have to earn. The moment something is too easy, too accessible, it loses its specialness. But when a woman carries an air of intrigue, when she doesn't give away everything all at once, she remains unforgettable. She becomes the woman who lingers in a man's mind long after she's left the room. The woman he thinks about in quiet moments. The woman who keeps him wondering, what is it about her that I just can't shake? There is an undeniable force that exists within every woman, a magnetic energy that can captivate, inspire, and create an unshakable attraction. It's not about appearance, status, or perfection. It's about presence. It's about the way a woman moves, the way she speaks, the way she carries herself with grace and certainty. This is feminine energy, and when a woman embraces it fully, she becomes unforgettable. Feminine energy isn't about weakness or submission. It is one of the most powerful forces in the world. It is what draws people in, what softens the hardest hearts, what makes a man feel both challenged and deeply connected at the same time. The world often tells women that to be strong, they must reject their femininity, that they must be tougher, louder, more aggressive, more like men. But the truth is, a woman's greatest strength lies in her ability to fully own her natural essence. Feminine energy is not about being passive. It's about being receptive. It's about knowing when to step back and allow space for attraction to grow instead of trying to force it. It's about understanding the balance between giving and receiving, between action and stillness, between presence and mystery. When a woman radiates feminine energy, she doesn't have to chase, convince, or prove her worth. She naturally attracts what aligns with her. Men are drawn to this energy because it is the perfect counterbalance to their own. Masculine energy thrives on direction, structure, and pursuit, while feminine energy thrives on flow, intuition, and presence. When a woman embraces her femininity, she creates an undeniable polarity that ignites attraction on a deep, instinctual level. Feminine energy is expressed through softness, not as weakness, but as a quiet, unshakable strength. It is the ability to remain centered even when emotions run high. It is the ability to nurture, to inspire, to uplift, and to bring warmth into any space she enters. It is the confidence to know that her power does not come from control, but from influence. A woman who is in touch with her femininity doesn't try to dominate. She leads effortlessly through grace, kindness, and emotional intelligence. This energy is also deeply connected to self-care and self-worth. A woman who honors her feminine energy takes care of herself, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. She listens to her intuition. She prioritizes her well-being, and she creates boundaries that protect her peace. She understands that she is the prize. And because of this, she does not settle for less than what she deserves. Feminine energy also manifests through emotional depth. A woman who is connected to her emotions, who isn't afraid to feel, to express, and to be vulnerable in the right moments, creates a powerful connection with the people around her. Men, whether they openly admit it or not, crave emotional depth in a woman. They are drawn to the way she feels, to the way she brings warmth and vibrancy into their lives. A man may not always be able to put it into words, but he feels the difference between a woman who is in her feminine energy and one who is disconnected from it. It is also about playfulness, the ability to laugh, to enjoy life, to bring lightness into a conversation. Feminine energy is captivating because it is free-flowing, ever-changing, and unpredictable in the most beautiful way. It doesn't operate in rigid rules. It moves with ease, creating a space where men feel both challenged and deeply seen at the same time. A woman in her feminine energy doesn't resist love. She welcomes it. She doesn't feel the need to prove herself. She simply exists in a state of self-assured radiance. She knows that her energy alone is enough to create attraction, to draw in the right people, and to inspire devotion, without ever having to beg for it. In the world of attraction, confidence and beauty might catch a man's attention, but it's emotional intelligence that keeps him captivated. It is the silent force that determines how relationships unfold, how conflicts are resolved, and how deep connections are formed. Emotional intelligence is what separates a fleeting attraction from a bond that stands the test of time. Emotional intelligence is not about suppressing emotions or being overly agreeable. It's about understanding emotions, both your own and those of others, and using that understanding to navigate interactions with wisdom and grace. It is the ability to read between the lines, to sense what is left unsaid, and to respond in a way that strengthens trust and connection rather than creating unnecessary friction. A woman with emotional intelligence is in control of herself. She doesn't react impulsively. She responds thoughtfully. She knows that not every situation requires a reaction, and she understands that sometimes silence is more powerful than words. She can express her feelings without letting them control her, and she can set boundaries without needing to create drama. This level of self-mastery makes her incredibly attractive because it communicates maturity, self-respect, and an inner strength that is rare to find. Men, whether they realize it consciously or not, are deeply drawn to women who possess emotional intelligence. A woman who understands when to challenge, when to support, and when to simply listen creates a space where a man feels both respected and understood. She doesn't escalate minor disagreements into full-blown battles, nor does she let her emotions spiral out of control in a way that damages the relationship. Instead, she navigates emotions with precision, allowing room for healthy communication, honesty, and understanding. A woman with emotional intelligence doesn't rely on manipulation or mind games to get what she wants. She doesn't create unnecessary tests or play with a man's emotions just to gain the upper hand. She operates from a place of authenticity, knowing that the strongest connections are built on trust and mutual respect. She knows when to be soft, when to be firm, when to push, and when to let go. This level of awareness also means she can see beyond the surface. She doesn't just listen to words. She pays attention to actions, to energy, to patterns of behavior. She understands that people will always reveal who they are, and she doesn't allow herself to get caught up in illusions. She sees reality clearly, and because of this, she avoids unnecessary heartbreak and wasted time. Emotional intelligence is also about self-awareness. A woman who knows herself, her triggers, her strengths, her weaknesses can navigate life with a sense of inner stability. She doesn't project her insecurities onto others, nor does she let temporary emotions dictate permanent decisions. She owns her emotions instead of letting them own her. This kind of emotional mastery creates an aura of calmness and security. When a man is with a woman who is emotionally intelligent, he feels safe. He doesn't feel like he has to walk on eggshells or constantly decipher what she's thinking. He knows that if something is wrong, she will communicate it with honesty rather than passive aggressiveness or resentment. This kind of clarity is rare, and it makes her presence invaluable. Emotional intelligence also means understanding timing. The right words at the right moment can change everything. A woman who knows how to diffuse tension, how to uplift when needed, and how to challenge when necessary holds an incredible amount of influence. She knows that communication isn't just about speaking. It's about listening, observing, and responding in a way that deepens trust rather than creating distance. Attraction is not just about looks or charm. It's about how someone makes you feel. A woman with emotional intelligence makes people feel understood, respected, and valued. She leaves a lasting impression, not because she demands attention, but because her presence is naturally magnetic. People are drawn to her, not just for what she says, but for how she makes them feel in her presence. Her strength is in her ability to balance logic with emotion, independence with vulnerability, and confidence with humility. She understands that true power doesn't come from control. It comes from connection. And in a world where so many relationships fail due to miscommunication, impulsiveness, or emotional instability, a woman who masters her emotions will always stand out. Communication is something beyond just words. It's in the way you stand, the way you move, the way you make eye contact. It all speaks volumes. People respond to energy before they respond to words. And body language is the silent conversation happening underneath every interaction. It has the power to captivate, to create intrigue, to establish dominance, or to signal insecurity. And when it comes to attraction, mastering body language is one of the most powerful things a woman can do. Confidence is seen before it's heard. A woman who walks into a room with her shoulders back, her chin slightly lifted, and her movements unhurried instantly commands attention. She doesn't need to announce her presence. Her posture does it for her. Contrast that with someone who hunches over, avoids eye contact, fidgets nervously, or shrinks themselves to take up less space. That energy communicates hesitation, insecurity, a lack of presence. And the truth is, people respond to how you present yourself before they even hear what you have to say. Eye contact is one of the most powerful tools in nonverbal communication. It has the ability to establish connection, to create intimacy, to convey confidence. A woman who knows how to maintain steady, relaxed eye contact without looking away too quickly exudes self-assurance. She isn't seeking approval. She isn't afraid of being seen. That kind of presence is magnetic. On the other hand, darting eyes, looking down too often, or avoiding direct contact can signal nervousness, disinterest, or even dishonesty. The way you use your eyes tells a story long before words ever do. The way a woman moves also plays a crucial role in how she is perceived. Slow, deliberate movements convey poise and control, while rushed, jittery, or overly exaggerated gestures can signal nervousness or a need for attention. There's something undeniably attractive about a woman who moves with intention, whether she's walking, reaching for a glass, or adjusting her hair. She doesn't fidget anxiously, and she doesn't make herself small. Instead, she moves with a quiet confidence that suggests she is in command of her space. Smiling is another key element of body language. A genuine, warm smile can disarm even the most guarded person and instantly make a woman more approachable. It signals confidence, openness, and positive energy. But there's a difference between an authentic smile and a forced one. A real smile reaches the eyes. It's relaxed, effortless, and radiates warmth. A forced smile, on the other hand, looks stiff, rehearsed, and unnatural. People can sense the difference. And authenticity always wins. Another often overlooked but powerful aspect of body language is proximity. The way a woman positions herself in relation to others communicates a great deal about her confidence, comfort level, and interest. Leaning in slightly during a conversation signals engagement and intrigue, while maintaining a relaxed but assertive posture prevents her from appearing overly eager. Similarly, a woman who understands the power of subtle touches, a light brush on the arm, a playful nudge, a momentary lingering of hands, knows how to create chemistry without saying a word. Mirroring is another subconscious way that body language creates connection. People are naturally drawn to those who reflect their energy back to them. A woman who mirrors a man's posture, gestures, or tone of voice, without making it obvious, creates a sense of familiarity and rapport. It's not about imitation. It's about syncing with the other person's energy in a way that feels effortless and natural. Posture plays a crucial role as well. A woman who stands tall, keeps her shoulders relaxed, and holds herself with composure exudes confidence. She doesn't slouch, fold her arms tightly across her chest, or make herself appear smaller. She owns her space, and that presence is undeniable. Even silence is a form of body language. A woman who is comfortable with silence, who doesn't rush to fill every pause with words, who allows space for tension and anticipation to build, holds immense power. She doesn't fidget nervously or talk just to be heard. Instead, she remains composed, knowing that true confidence doesn't require constant validation. Body language also extends to how a woman responds to others. Does she lean in slightly when someone speaks, showing engagement and genuine interest? Does she maintain open body language instead of crossing her arms defensively? Does she exude warmth and receptivity, or does her posture signal disinterest and detachment? These nonverbal cues shape the entire energy of an interaction. Attraction isn't just about what is said. It's about what is felt, and what is felt is often dictated by body language. The way a woman holds herself, the way she looks at someone, the way she moves with intention and grace. These are the things that leave a lasting impression. It's not about trying to force attraction. It's about embodying confidence, self-assuredness, and presence in a way that naturally draws people in. Attraction is not just about how you look. It's about how you carry yourself, how you make others feel, and the energy you bring into every interaction. Men are drawn to women who exude confidence, authenticity, and emotional intelligence. They notice the quiet power of a woman who moves with certainty, who understands the art of mystery, and who embraces her feminine energy without apology. Confidence is magnetic. It draws people in without effort. Authenticity wins because perfection is unattainable, but realness is irresistible. Mastering the art of mystery keeps intrigue alive, making a man want to know more rather than feeling like he has it all figured out. Feminine energy is a force of nature, one that captivates not through control, but through presence, grace, and self-assurance. Emotional intelligence allows a woman to navigate relationships with wisdom, turning attraction into something deep and meaningful. And body language, the silent yet powerful communicator, speaks louder than words, shaping how others perceive and respond to you before you even say a thing. The key to becoming truly irresistible isn't about changing yourself. It's about fully embracing who you are and understanding how to express that in a way that naturally captivates. The most attractive women aren't the ones who try the hardest. They're the ones who understand their own worth, who move through the world with self-assurance, and who let their presence do the talking. True attraction isn't about flawless beauty. It's about how you show up in the world. A confident woman who knows her worth and doesn't seek validation radiates an undeniable presence. When you stop trying to be someone else and start embracing who you truly are, you don't just capture attention, you become unforgettable. Because real magnetism isn't about chasing anyone. It's about fully owning your power and letting the right people be drawn to it.